What's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be a little different. This is the 2016 VStar 1300 Deluxe. Let's go and do the startup. Obviously it's a heavier bike, a lot heavier bike than the R6. So let's do the startup here. Let's go. Starts up on the first try. Alright. Now we get the Garmin powering up. You do have to agree to it. And then we'll go to the view map. It is touchscreen. Ready to navigate, it says. Alright, well, we'll out of this parking lot nice and slowly here. Where's the exit? I think it's over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. One entrance, one exit. There can only be one. It's got a nice little rumble to it. Nice little rumble on the diesel. We got some popping on the diesel as well, so that's kind of cool. I gotta say, I'm definitely enjoying the ride. Definitely enjoying the ride though, that's for sure. Obviously, it takes some time to get used to things. The controls are slightly different places, the different riding style. But I'm definitely enjoying the ride, that's for sure. I'm definitely enjoying it. Tyler's got the Mustang seat on this bike over here, and that's why my ass actually feels really comfortable. So it's got the rider Mustang seat and the passenger Mustang seat from what I remember. Tyler has the Oxford heated grips installed on the bike. I have yet to use it, but I mean, I guess we can turn it on and see how it is. I'm not getting really much of a wind resistance when it comes to the actual handlebars, because obviously the Batwing is there. But let's just see how it feels when we turn it on. The R6 does not have heated grips, or as of yet at least. Oh, I can almost already feel a slight increase in heat to my hands from the heated grips, so that feels nice. Another thing that is not stock on this bike is the mufflers. So Tyler has a Cobra wrapped slip-on put on the VStar 1300 Deluxe, and from what I can hear going from point A to point B, starting the bike, revving the bike, I like the sound. I like the way it sounds. It has a little bit tiny bit of popping on decel. I like the sound of the actual deceleration that the bike makes. I also love the deceleration popping noise that I get from the R6. This is a deeper groan almost. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a different bike, so you won't get the same sound. But for the most part, I do like the Cobra slip-on, and it is wrapped, so it does look a little different as well. So I like it. I like the way it does look on the bike as is. Oh, I really feeling the heated grips now. That's a nice feeling. Yes. All right. Get on the on ramp here. Wow, this is super vibration-y. I think it's because I'm wearing a full face helmet. Tyler warned me about that. The windshield actually acts as a, I don't know, it's weird. The wind comes up and then it hits you right in the face. It makes your head go crazily vibrating everywhere, so that's unfortunate. I don't like riding the half face helmet or three-quarter helmet at all, so full face helmet for me all the time, and that's just my preference. Wow, you really feel the bumps too. I just went over that bump and you really feel the bumps. Oh yeah, once I open this guy up and go up to 140, 150, 160-ish, yeah, the vibration on the head becomes a lot more evident. It's actually a little bit annoying. It's probably going to give me a headache later on. So coming back down to 120, it's not that bad. The ride of obviously 100%. The ride is 100% more comfortable than the R6. But it's a different bike, so you can't really compare the two. No, look at that guy right there. Sidecar Central. I can't do it. I can't ride with the sidecar. It's just too weird. It's just too weird. I feel too much like a snowmobile, if anything. Like, at least in my opinion. But yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Maybe we'll do it for a ride. Maybe we'll do it for a video if I ever get my hands on one. but not for any other purposes or anything like that. So that's kind of cool. That is sick still. Sick. That's awesome anyways. So I gotta say, after riding for about 15-20 minutes now, I don't like the windshield. I don't like the windshield. Maybe the windshield needs to be bigger. Right now it's causing crazy vibrations, as I previously mentioned numerous times in this video. It's causing crazy vibrations once I go up to 125, 130. I don't like it. I don't like that windshield whatsoever. Maybe it needs to be bigger, or just get rid of it. Just my opinion, but I personally just don't like it whatsoever. The mirrors, the stock mirrors are an amazing spot right now. Like, I think that's probably one of my favorite things about the bike, is that you don't have to worry about anything behind you, because you can see fully from your left hand side to your right hand side. You can see everything in the mirrors. Your elbows don't get in the way, your I don't know, your shoulder doesn't get in the way. Mirror placement on point, 100% awesome on the VStar. And obviously it's not just the VStar, but it's a lot better than the stock R6 mirrors. So the controls on this bike are completely 100% different than the R6. Different bike, completely different outline, completely different handlebars, and that actually makes it a little bit better, because the controls, everything when it comes to the buttons is actually, all the buttons are actually bigger, much bigger than on the R6, because obviously with this small handlebar on the R6, everything has to be compact. Once you get used to obviously where the buttons are and how you're riding, I've never had an issue with the buttons. But I gotta say, having bigger buttons and a different layout is a good change. It's actually a good change, and being able to see all the buttons in one view is actually pretty nice too. And that guy is on fire. Yeah, well, at least you got out of the car, because that one is on fire. That car is on fire. Yeah, you can see the mirror too. That thing is gonna burn. So when it comes to the controls on the handlebar, I like it. I like the clutch placement. I like the brake. Everything is nice. It's comfortable, and I like it. I mean, I've obviously only been on the bike for 15-20 minutes, but I immediately like it. Oh, Cobbledick Road. Cobbledick Road. So this particular bike has a GPS, which is literally right in front of me. It's actually installed inside the actual Batwing, and it looks pretty good. I mean, the screen is really small, so that is obviously a lot smaller than anything else. However, it's better than nothing. Got the phone holder on the handlebar, or Tyler has the phone holder on the handlebar. Use the phone instead of the GPS if the screen was too small. Once you get this bike moving, it is very nice and nimble, just like any other bike. Once you get it moving to a certain speed, it's nice and nimble. You can throw this into corners, you can play around with it. However, when you come down to very, very low speeds, or pushing it around on your own power, it's a little bit on the heavier side. This bike comes in at 717 pounds wet weight, I believe. That's actually pretty heavy, obviously, when you're moving it around, especially up on hills. One thing I did notice though is riding it after 15-20 minutes on the highway, my back kind of felt a little bit weird, because I'm not used to riding on the cruiser, and I'm more obviously used to the R6, if anything, and a little bit hunched over. So I'm pretty sure once my back would get used to riding on the cruiser, I would be fine and okay with riding on the highway for a long period of time. Even with the Oxford heated grips on, the cup holder, the phone holder, then we got the brake reservoir right there, right on the actual curve of the handlebar. We've got the speakers, the XM radio speakers right here. The speaker system doesn't have Bluetooth. You have to actually plug it into the bags, the MP3 player or your phone. You can play music off there. However, even with all that stuff on the handlebars, there's still space. There's still space underneath and over there as well to actually put even more stuff, which is obviously a great plus for when you go for long trips and you want other things. I mean, obviously the cup holder. Do you really need a cup holder, Tyler? Do you really need one? Anyways, just saying, to each its own. I'm not saying anything else, because I've never actually had a cup holder on any of my bikes, mind you, but mainly because there was never any room, because I'm always on a sport bike. Another plus I can think about this bike over the R6 has bags. Yes, it has two bags, not one, two. It's got two bags that obviously can throw a bunch of stuff in. Right now, I've got a bunch of stuff in there as is. I have my camera gear in one bag, and in the other bag I actually had a pot that I took back to my parents' place. And yeah, that's a little weird. Anyways, regardless. But again, so much better than obviously having it in my backpack and riding with it the entire way. So that is a huge plus. The bags are definitely very helpful. One of the main reasons Tyler was with me that day, the fuel light video for the R6, because he had the fuel jug obviously filled with gas, in the back of one of his bags. So other than the fact that the bike is really heavy when stationary or in low speeds, you have to push it on your own strength, or at least for me at least. But the other thing is that the wheelbase is actually pretty big. The wheelbase is actually 8 feet 2 inches, and I believe that's about a foot and a half to maybe 2 feet longer than the R6. So when it comes to storage wise, you'll have to have more space in your garage to store the cruiser than with the R6. I guess another thing you can add on the I don't like list about this motorcycle is probably the same thing that is in the don't like list of the R6, the fact that there's no helmet locks. The bags are not big enough for you to put a full face helmet in. A half face helmet does. Tyler's helmet, half face helmet does fit. That is Yamaha generically across the board for some reason. Not much to hate about the bike, to be completely honest with you. I haven't ridden it that much, but so far so good. I enjoy the ride. I like the bike. Maybe once I'm actually done with the sport bikes and I think about getting a different bike, maybe a cruiser will be one of them. You never know, maybe a cruiser, who knows. It's obviously slower, much slower than the R6 when it comes to taking off and getting into your cruising speed or anything like that, but the bike still has a lot of power, and even when you're in cruising speed on the highway, when you're at 120 and you hit that throttle, it's still got that enough power to get you out of the situations here and there, or to pass somebody that's a lot slower. So it's a completely different bike, so you can't compare the two, but obviously it's a different riding feeling between the R6 and the VStar 1300 Deluxe. Wow, you're so cool. So stupid. Honestly, that's so stupid. I'd like to thank Tyler for entrusting me with his bike and obviously taking it out for a test ride. If you guys are interested in the VStar Deluxe, Tyler is actually going to be putting it up for sale because he is currently looking for an adventure touring bike. So I will put the email in the description down below. If anybody is interested, you can actually email them and ask him about the bike. I believe he wants to keep it within the GTA, Toronto, and or the Ontario location. Alright guys, thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed that video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell for future videos with some random bikes that I meet up here and there with. Until the next one, guys.
A few moments later.
This just feels completely different. This oh boy, I freaking love this bike so much. Obviously, if you made it this far in the video, I did not say that I was actually going to get back on the R6 and go for a quick ride around the neighborhood, but oh my goodness, does this feel different. Completely different, obviously. Oh man, nothing like it. I love the bike so much. Oh, I just feel so much better on this bike than anything else I've ridden so far. Oh boy, what a different feeling, man. Holy jumping.